Find the right key. Find the right key. It's gonna be high. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. That's right.
Beautiful.
It's Christmas. Merry Christmas, Afterthinkers. Every year on the Afterthoughts podcast, we do our annual Christmas special that begins with now us singing as well as the lighting of the tree.
Woo!
Drum roll, please. Joy to the world. And
Wow.
Very cool.
and that special effects.
Whoa.
Wow. That's not happening in post-production. That's happening in live
That's happening in real
production.
time.
Wow.
Yes.
Congratulations, man.
Well, Merry Christmas, guys.
We
Merry
made it.
Christmas, guys.
We're here together on Christmas.
We're here
in the
together.
Afterthoughts studio. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
That's how
I can.
committed we are to the podcast.
I
Just
can
a
indeed.
trio of worker bees.
Quintuplets, really.
Quintuplets.
Yes.
Wow.
Who
I
are-
said trio
who-
because I couldn't think of what it was called.
Who are we without our
We're
Afterthoughts crew?
without questions with Kayla. We're just
Kayla,
another
Merry
podcast.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Threethan, Merry Christmas. Thanks
Merry
for making all
Christmas.
this happen all year long, you guys.
Yes.
Yeah. Ethan-
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish
And-
you a Merry Christmas.
I have a new segment. Christmas for Kayla.
No.
Whoa.
I have a gift for you,
Nice.
Kayla.
Hey, okay.
So when we started this podcast, we wanted to have all kinds of gags and bits, and some of them, most of them never took flight. But
I
there was
missed
this
the chime,
great.
by the way.
Well, it's funny you say that
okay.
because I was thinking about the chimes.
Yeah.
These chimes.
Which chimes are they?
These.
It's just so
Very loud.
aggressive.
Which chimes like these?
These are the best of chimes and the worst of chimes.
Yeah.
So our idea was whenever someone wanted to chime in,
Right.
you chime in. Well, we just talk over each other for an hour every time. So
That's-
that's not really
that's
necessary.
what we
Every
do.
chime.
But there are times where right after we stop filming, Kayla's like, says something or asks something, and we're like, Kayla, you should have said that in the episode. But
Right.
it's hard for her to know when she can.
When's the right chime?
So for Christmas, Kayla, I'm giving you the chimes.
Oh,
Wow.
And we're going to put them over there on the set so you can actually
True.
gently chime in so that we'll know you want to say something.
Merry Christmas,
Yes.
Kayla.
And then
Okay.
people listening and watching can be like, ooh, I think I hear the chimes. Kayla's going to say something
Yes.
as soon as one of these
Kayla's about
guys
to
stops.
speak her mind.
So, Kayla,
yeah, finally.
here, let's hear it in your microphone.
Oh,
Very cool.
That's
Christmas.
beautiful.
Merry
Yeah.
Very cool.
Cool. What's it like to get that gift from me?
you know, I don't know what to do with them. That's how good it is.
We will suspend them from the ceiling, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for today,
For
you can just
today.
set them. It's fine.
Mhm. Right.
So
there.
Merry
You
Christmas.
can hold on. You can hold them all day if you want.
Little arm.
You can walk
workout.
around.
You
the,
can wear them as a necklace.
Yeah, there you go.
Good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So Merry
much.
Christmas, Kayla.
Thank you.
Mhm.
They're kind of like jingle bells, just different.
Threethan, for you,
Yeah.
I got you the editing opportunity of a lifetime, which was our Wrapped project, which debuts on
Soon.
Sunday,
Whoa.
December
Whoa.
29th
9th at 10 a.m.
at 10 a.m.
It's
Central
going to be
Time.
amazing.
Do not miss Wrapped.
You think you'll tune in?
I know I will be hitting up the chat like
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
Why should the people tune in
Oh,
for this,
yeah.
guys?
Wrapped 2024
Yeah.
is a great full circle moment to
Mm.
look back on this year as a church. We have great conversations, some
Mm.
guests
Yep.
from our staff, some guests from Denver.
Yep.
Very worth watching.
Some good banter.
And we can all join in.
There's banter.
Some phenomenal jokes.
Less banter than this podcast.
That's true.
A little. We are
tried to-
professional.
we try to stay serious.
For the most part, we talked about really important stuff. So tune in for Wrapped.
Okay.
Yes.
But right now
I'll do
it's-
it.
I'll be there.
Is
I'll
it
see you guys
live?
on.
Will it be
it's going to
live?
be premiering live on
Oh,
YouTube,
So you guys
Nice.
won't be here
At
on
10
the
a.m.
20
Central Time.
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Central
Yeah.
on Sunday. But then it will be available forever
forever.
Forever and ever.
after that. But we would love for you to watch it live with us.
Yeah.
Jump in
Yeah.
the chat.
Threethan is currently recording this podcast and editing
Yeah.
This guy's
Wrapped at the same
unbelievable.
time.
This guy's a machine.
He's
This guy can
obsessed
do
with
it all.
Yeah.
He's
Threethan was
obsessed.
an early Christmas gift to us this year.
Truly.
We got this
True.
gift in July, but
Christmas in July.
Christmas in July. It was when Threethin finally started on our staff, moved from Jacksonville,
Yep.
taking this podcast.
Everything
and run
we've
with
ever
it.
wanted.
You're the best, man. Thank you for being you.
Yes. Oh,
Cheers to you.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers, three
drinking
things.
Oh, but
Diet
enough
Coke
about
at
us.
9 a.m.
What are you doing on this Christmas? Where are you right now? Comment below what you're doing for Christmas. What are you guys hoping to get for Christmas?
I've got-
today.
I've got
Yeah.
something to say about
Oh.
that, Ethan.
Oh,
Okay.
Is I feel like
Hey, get ready, Watch Doug.
the amount of times somebody has asked me what I want for Christmas is insane because I'm not a child. So I feel like post like maybe 18, probably 16,
Mm.
we shouldn't really have like Christmas lists anymore.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Is that
Wow. Does
am I
Ryan
just-
resemble the guy in his shirt or what?
Am I just being a Grinch?
Hmm.
Maybe I'm just being a Grinch.
Because you
It
can
is
I don't
go,
know.
Because you can just go buy what you want.
Yeah, and you should like, get a job and work and save up for it, and then you do it. You know, that's like how the world works. I feel like that element. I love presents. I love giving presents. I love that that's a part of
Yes.
the Christmas morning tradition.
Uh-huh.
But it's for the kids, man.
It is. It is.
You know,
I had to tell Zeke the other day. He's like, "What did you ask for from Santa?" And I was like, "Oh, Santa doesn't bring gifts for adults." And he said, "Oh, you should get something from Santa. You're on the nice list." It's like, "Thanks, man."
and that.
Well, he
is
doesn't
his
know you that
mistake.
well then.
He has to say that. But
Zeke, oh, the stories I could tell you about your father.
buddy.
a funny concept to think
Uh,
of adults with Christmas lists.
Yeah. That
Did you make a list this year?
what if you're a hard worker?
Kayla made a list. Who did you
Okay.
give
Oh,
it?
boy.
Who do you distribute that list to?
My
Your
parents, they like love
See,
giving gifts. So they're like,
parents. There
tell
is.
us.
I feel like no matter what
Mhm.
age you are, your parents, grandparents, like
Yeah.
kind of have that pressure on you still of like, need your list.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, you're like, I have 55 things. When you're
Yeah.
an adult, you're like, okay, sorry, when I finish my work day, I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't know what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, there's a spectrum here though when it comes to lists.
He got his hat fixed.
all the way
thankfully.
from you writing it shorthand and then mailing it to them
Oh, yeah.
to just occasionally texting your mom links
Yeah.
to the things you want.
Yes.
Is it the latter?
It's just the links. Yeah.
It's the links.
like-
You
Right,
asked for a ladder this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. I asked-
That's practical, smart.
Yeah?
That's a good question. Starting with you, Kayla.
okay.
I'm reversing your segment on you.
Your favorite kind of ladder?
Yeah.
I don't like ladders.
Extendable, 24 foot.
Are you a
Step-
person that asks for practical gifts, or are you
Yeah.
a person that asks for like something you'd never buy for yourself?
That's a good question.
Because on the list was one of the the Roomba type thing. You know, those
Yeah. The vacuum.
the vacuums. 'Cause
Very
I was
practical.
Like, that
AI
would
vacuum.
be awesome.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
would
Program
love that.
says.
But let me ask you this. What if your husband Logan bought you that?
That'd be great.
You'd be pumped about
I
that?
would be pumped.
Wasn't that like the classic joke all through history? Was like the husband bought his wife a vacuum.
Yeah.
Bad gift.
Did you have a toy vacuum as a little girl? Or an easy bake oven?
No, I did that.
You
I
did?
didn't think I
Whoa,
noticed that I
stereotype much, Doug?
actually do like vacuuming, but I just hate how much I have to vacuum.
Yeah.
It's like so often. But
Never
I do
get a
like
dog.
vacuuming.
I was
Never get a dog if you feel
yet,
that way.
Yet you want a dog.
I know.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What about you guys?
Kayla, it's not too late to not get one.
I
Yes.
know.
You haven't
Ah.
done it yet.
I've
Are
already
you practical, or I wouldn't buy this for myself?
I know of 2 dogs that you could adopt from one of these guys.
Well, you know,
Say that.
I
funny,
can't have my dog, but you can watch him when we're gone and next week if you want to practice, Ren.
funny enough, we just did our Christmas as a family this morning before I got in the car and drove
Heroically.
here.
because it's Christmas morning.
Because it's
Before
Christmas
I
morning
abandoned
right
my
now.
kids and drove here to film this podcast.
because our family is not limited to our wives and children. It's also the Afterthinkers.
It's
They
the
are part of
That's right.
Afterthinkers.
families.
Every tribe, every tongue, every nation, every
Yes.
Afterthinker.
That's what my tattoo means. Yeah, that's right. Practical gifts or something I'd never buy for myself.
I'm pretty practical when it comes to gifts. A lot of books I asked for this year. Some clothes.
Don't you get them for free now that you've published one? Shouldn't that be a deal?
Yeah, is that how it
Like,
works?
Once you publish one, you
Yeah.
get free books.
I do like to ask for like clothes. I asked for a jacket that I would never actually buy myself.
Did you get me anything?
And so, no.
Did you
no,
guys get each
haven't
other
for
gifts?
years.
Not in a while.
Yeah, my brother and I made the same deal.
Yeah.
We're adults. We don't need
When
to
do you
get
think
each
the
other
last
gifts,
time
please.
we got gifts for each other is?
Oh man, I don't know.
Probably like 15, 16. One day we were like, you know what we could do is we could not get each other gifts.
Yeah.
It's
And it was
brilliant.
brilliant.
There was about 5 years there where we just got each other the same protein tub,
That's right.
protein powder tub.
Just trade them.
And then we're like, why are we doing this? We just buy
You
these
just buy it yourself.
for ourselves.
It's pretty much the same thing.
It's the exact same
like
thing.
how much of gift giving is an obligation? You know,
Wow.
at that point.
Yeah.
When it comes to the 5 love languages, gifts is my least. It is a 0 out
True.
of 100. On
You don't
that.
care at all.
I'm the same way, man.
I'd make a deal with everyone in my life that other than my kids, because they obviously need gifts. If I never get you something, you never have to get me something. We make this deal.
Yeah.
I'd make that deal with everyone in my life.
Oh
If I
yeah.
could.
Yeah.
I would absolutely.
Gifts
do
is
that
just
too.
not my thing. I really appreciate people that love to
So
give gifts.
you're saying
So Haley
you-
from Haley's 30th on
Yeah.
your shirt.
Yep,
She
there
is
it
an
is.
incredible gift giver.
Right.
yeah.
She's always thinking
Haley.
of like special things to give to Zeke, to our family, whatever.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that. My brain does not have that.
No,
So
I don't
just
think
for
that
the
way.
record, you hate buying your wife gifts.
Call me Scrooge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. No, I don't hate buying it. I hate trying to think of what I should
Yeah, that's
buy.
right. That's right.
Okay.
Should have
It's
seen
like
me at the Nike store, just standing there like, I don't know what to buy her. What would she want?
So if I were to buy you a new set of like tailor-made golf clubs,
Mm.
you'd hate it.
Gross.
Spit it out of your mouth,
You're
Ethan.
so unmaterialistic.
No, it's not that.
Yeah, dude.
I also
he
when you,
hates moths and rust destroying
that's right.
anything.
That's right.
So
Those clubs will rust.
store up your treasure in heaven.
I'll have
dude.
new clubs in heaven.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a bit of a downer there about gifts.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Christmas.
Yeah, we both came out pretty negative today.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to.
I'll redeem it.
Thanks,
All
Doug.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Save us.
I'll redeem
Motivator,
it.
positive
Just had Christmas with the family this morning.
Right,
Yeah.
because
It
it's
was
Christmas.
awesome.
Because it's Christmas. Yep, yep.
Kinsley woke me up.
Yep.
So excited.
Kinsley woke me up yesterday out of a deep sleep.
Kinsley
She
Lou
just-
Who, isn't she?
She had she is, man. She could
is.
play Cindy Lou Who
Oh, yeah.
in the next
She would
Grinch
crush it.
easy. And
Your hat is so distracting.
she would do phenomenal.
he just flicks it.
She had this little light upstairs that takes rechargeable batteries for her room so that she can read. And I wake up and she's just it's right here in my face. And she goes, "Daddy, can you change the batteries?" It's the first thing she said to me.
That was,
what she
how your
opened
day-
with?
that was how your day started. Uh-huh.
It's like, I'm not going to do that just because of this. She was the first one up this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Very excited.
Mhm.
We're doing Christmas with the family this morning. We're flying to Georgia tomorrow to
Yes.
do Christmas with mom and dad. So
Nice.
it was a blast. It was a lot of fun. It's different. Like the kids have been counting down the days
Oh, yeah.
for the last month.
That's fun, man.
And so made cinnamon rolls.
Ah.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
I know
Open
exactly
some
what
presents. But I am that dad now who has the the big black trash bag.
Oh, yeah.
Got
Who-
it.
My favorite.
Just immediately.
Immediately, I'm like, I'm getting this cleaned up so fast. All the wrapping paper going straight into this bag.
That
All
is-
the Amazon boxes broken down
Yep.
in
That's your
real
present.
time. That's my real present.
Yeah.
At a birthday party, the same way personalities come out, where there's the people that have to immediately clean up the wrapping paper. There's also the person that's like, I'll take the list. And they write down, like, so and so
yeah.
gave you this, so and so gave you
Oh, yeah.
this
So
for thank you
true.
notes.
It's
Yeah.
so true.
Yeah.
It's my mom.
Uh-huh.
My mom's
the
the,
person-
list.
yeah.
Your mom's the
dad's-
list lady.
My dad's the trash. She also will take
Wow.
a picture, smile, so we can send it to that person.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Send it
smart.
to the
I was on the
aunt,
I was
You
on
just
the camera
called your
this
dad
morning.
the trash.
I was
on
on
a
the camera this
podcast,
morning.
just so you
But
know.
at the birthday parties, that person who's cleaning up the trash always kind of makes everybody else feel like, hey,
Why don't you help out around here once in a while?
yeah, it's like, hey,
It's kind of like a Martha Mary
we
type
can all
of a
do
thing.
this.
Oh.
We can all do this in 30 seconds. When it's all done, you're making everybody else feel
And
like,
that
Look at
is
Will.
why-
Look at Will just seated by the tree. He has chosen the better thing.
yeah.
And
He's just
that is
enjoying
why we
Christmas.
tell everyone to have a Merry Christmas
But I got some-
and not a Martha Christmas.
There you
Wow.
go.
I was just going to ask.
Wow.
What a great segue.
I always thought because that's Jesus' mother's name. Mary.
Yeah, that too. But also
Speaking of
No,
because
you're right about that.
I
Go.
hope everyone's really comfortable and having a great time when 2,000 years ago, Mary was having a really rough Christmas. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All is
Yeah.
calm, all is bright. Don't think so.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Ever been in a-
Silent Night?
Ever been in a delivery room?
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, she didn't have a delivery
Oh, it's a
room. She was in a
Christian-
cave.
Christmas holy day that's been hijacked by a secular holiday.
But honestly, that would have been pretty rough.
Yeah.
It would have been crazy.
It would have been, yeah.
But cool.
Hey, there's a Christmas movie called The Star. Have you seen it?
I've seen it. About the donkey. That,
Yeah, we
Star
watched
is
that a
Born?
couple nights ago.
So
Is it good?
Tell me something good. Very sad movie. Very different.
Actually, really enjoyed it.
The Star.
I
Yeah.
might do a Watch Doug segment on it.
Okay, hit us.
Why don't you do it right
me
now?
and actually
Wait,
me
wait,
and
wait.
Sam have
Get him
talked
on the camera.
about me and Sam have
Watch
talked
Doug.
about
Watch Doug is Watch
actually
Doug.
creating YouTube accounts Watch Doug and then Stir the Pot Sam, and actually making YouTube accounts to start commenting on this.
I'll subscribe.
Please do it.
Oh, we might do it.
Oh, please.
And create some collab videos
That should be-
where we tear apart the Afterthoughts episodes
Just
that
about
I'm
this
in.
podcast.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yikes.
I would love for you to do that.
I cannot emotionally handle it. but I
Trying to
think you should
stir
do
the
that.
algorithm, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you're a contrarian,
Mm-mm.
yeah, you can really do well.
Yeah, you
If
can.
you just want to watch the world burn and you don't mind being anonymous, especially, you can do well.
Is this a Watch
In
Doug
2020.
segment
Watch
about
Dogs.
Watch Doug?
It's it's kind of an Inception, very meta type thing going on.
Watch
here.
Doug's
I'm
just-
currently
layers.
I'm
attacking
just
Watch
telling you
Doug.
guys to
here.
watch out for Watch Doug because he is
Well, Watch
he's
Doug.
paying extra attention to the Afterthoughts
He's like Santa.
podcast
He's
going
like
into
Santa. He
2025.
sees you when you're sleeping.
And so is his wife.
He knows when you're
Okay.
awake. He knows
I have
when
like
your
multiple
sermon was
personality
bad or
disorder
good.
currently.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot what I said over the last minute completely.
Well,
What were we just talking about?
you were gonna give us a Watch Doug review of the movie The
What's
Star.
Watch Doug doing? Watch Doug's at it again.
Watch Doug's at it again.
That guy, man. I'll tell you what.
But for Christmas, Watch Doug was gonna give
and
his
that guy's
one
wife
positive.
is crazy. Okay, she's about to stir the pot. That's what
Watch Doug give us you every year on
Mm.
the Afterthoughts podcast. Watch Doug gives his one positive review of the year, and he's going to do that right now of the movie The Star.
The Star,
The Star. Yeah.
phenomenal movie.
Okay.
Because I have a
us
6-year-old and a 4-year-old.
Okay.
And we could watch it. They loved it. Very entertaining. Some big name voices.
Ooh.
You know what's crazy? Joseph is the same guy who was Flynn Rider in the movie Tangled.
Hmm.
And somehow Will, my 6-year-old, figured that out.
Wow.
And he said, Daddy, that's the same guy who does the voice for Flynn Rider. I'm like, how do you know that there's even real
No,
people
it's
who
not.
do the
Will,
voices
that's
for
Jesus'
these? Yeah.
stepdad.
I'll tell you how he knows.
The dad
is
who
be-
stepped up.
because both of his parents are so phenomenal at that.
Yeah.
You guys, it takes Doug and Sam like 30 seconds into any cartoon to be like, that's so and so, that's so and so, that's so and so.
Oh yeah.
And I'm over here like, I can't
They have
tell.
the spiritual gift of voice recognition, Ryan. You don't.
I know.
But you have other gifts.
Which ones?
So tell us about The Star.
Ryan, you are so
Too many to say. Doug, keep going
Just
with
if you guys
why
just
is
like
it-
name one or two.
Ryan.
We're trying to keep this episode shorter since
your
people are busy on
personality
Christmas.
is
Otherwise.
you have such a personality.
You bring so much to this table.
Yeah, guys, like
Ryan,
tangibly.
You preached a great Christmas sermon, man.
You have
did.
that was one of the
attributes.
best of the year.
Thank you.
Really good job.
You have
Thank you, thank you.
characteristics.
I will say that in seriousness.
Yeah,
And now let's
it
get
was
back
great.
to
Yes.
why should people watch The Star? Watch Doug.
Oh, it's wholesome. You learn about Jesus.
No, nice.
They take
It's-
some leaps though, obviously. It's like when you watch The Chosen
The
and
kids-
people are like, well, that wasn't in Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John. It's like, well,
Yeah,
for real?
Did Jesus
Was
really
it?
make that joke?
Oh, okay.
What?
I know.
Because maybe everything's not in there. So you have to take
to.
a little bit of creative artistic
Huh?
leeway to tell the story and fill in the gaps.
Watch Doug's not okay
Yeah,
with
Watch
that,
Doug
though.
is not going to be
Watch Doug
happy
is
with that.
Not happy about that, including in the movie The Star. Yeah.
That is
Why
a good
call it The
movie.
Star? It should be called The Donkey and the Star.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because there's not.
Not really.
Don't.
Yeah.
That's a
Well,
much worse title. Yes.
How about The Christmas Star?
Yeah.
A little
Or
more specificity.
Would work.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
As is.
I've got nothing bad to say about it. Actually, I'm trying to figure out something. Great
Wow.
movie. You should see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keegan Michael Key is a voice in that movie, isn't he?
Yeah, yes. He's the bird named Dave.
Dude, that's
a
awesome.
little bird named
I don't
Dave.
see a bird named Dave in scripture, so I won't watch it.
He's also in the Mario movie, right?
Oh yeah. He was Toad.
Yes, that's right.
That's
He
great.
He
crushed
was
it.
amazing.
That was a good movie.
That's a voice you recognize.
He is
like
one of the funniest
immediately.
people.
man.
He is going to be on here in 2025, I think.
But now when me and Sam
Most
watch
likely.
Christmas movies, it takes us 3 nights to get through a Christmas movie.
Were you guys inspired by my question of any new Christmas movies? And did you watch a new Christmas
No,
movie this year? Okay,
no,
good.
even
Good, good.
even no.
No,
Kayla?
no.
Yeah, I've watched actually quite a few.
Any good ones you want to shout out?
Did you watch Santa Claus?
Just Klaus.
No.
Yeah, I watched
Just
Klaus. That was
Klaus.
my first
Did
time.
you like it?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
And I liked how it was like a new take on like why all
Yeah.
the Christmas
Where'd
sayings.
Santa come from? Yeah,
Yeah,
all this
yeah.
stuff.
He sees you when you're like sleeping, and it's like he doesn't even mean, like the guy doesn't even mean to. I watched the Scrooge movie for the first time this year.
Nice.
That was good.
Oh, the Christmas Carol.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
A little scary at points. Scared me. The Muppet Christmas Carol scared me as a child.
Ugh.
That third,
No, thank you.
the ghost of Christmas yet to come is just
Ooh.
the Grim Reaper in the Christmas Carol.
Oh.
And that's creepy.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Would
But
you like
I'll
to
get in
have
the
that
end.
experience? There's a good
Sure.
question.
Sure.
I think a lot of people nowadays would.
Yeah.
I think it'd be very helpful.
It would be good for people.
Clarity. That's your word for 24.
The ghost of Christmas yet to come shows you if you keep going in this direction, here's what Christmas will look like in the future.
It will not be a mystery. It'll make complete sense.
And if
the
you-
future you will get to where you're going to, one decision at a time.
This episode is brought to you by Wrapped, premiering
You guys gotta
Sunday at
watch
10 a.m.
Wrapped.
Central.
Yeah.
Wrapped. Relive the story we told this year. Back to Christmas.
Here's a good Christmas story.
Okay.
Not really. It was just on my drive to Christmas service
Well, you've
this
really
morning.
undersold the,
Well, I'm gonna over deliver.
Mm-hmm.
the Christmas Eve services yesterday.
I've driven. Yeah, right. I've driven to this church 6 times a week for 6 years,
Wow.
Wow.
hundreds of times.
Thank you for your
Great job.
Thank you for your honesty,
Thousands of
dude.
times.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah,
And,
be healed. You confessed.
This morning, or yesterday morning, on my way to go preach the Christmas Eve service, I had so many details going through my mind
This morning.
that I literally drove past the exit.
Wow.
You guys ever miss exits?
Oh, yeah.
I just missed it.
Yeah.
I do more and
And
more
I had to go up
nowadays.
by Easy Tiger and take a U-turn.
That's just called getting old.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, Merry Christmas.
That
Yeah,
was a
okay.
great story.
Yeah.
All right, I have
Thanks,
a
man.
question for you guys. I'm going to make this now spiritual so that people watching can get something from this.
Oh, thank God. Timestamp this.
If
Yeah.
you stuck around long enough, it's about to pay off. Actually, we making you laugh.
We
We
just
will
want to
never
feel like your
apologize
family
for that.
today. I know some
Exactly.
people are maybe having Christmas by themselves. Maybe it's not the most festive, fun day. And we would like for you to feel like you're at this table with us
No, I do have
here
a
on
question.
Christmas.
Of peace.
I meant that.
Okay. Peace.
Yeah, whatever.
It's hard for me to be genuine. and I
Whatever,
was.
bro.
Never mind.
Are you guys ready? Because if you're not, I can give you more time. If you have more bantering you need to do.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Please go. I cannot wait to hear
Ryan,
this.
Ryan, would you please name out loud the 4
Matthew,
themes?
Mark,
No.
Luke, John.
No. The themes of Advent, please.
Sure.
Yeah.
You got your hope.
Yep.
You got your love. You got your peace. You got your joy.
Oh, I didn't like that.
I like
It's a,
it.
it's a
Okay,
song I
so
came up with to
hope,
remember Advent.
Love, peace, and joy.
Yes.
Which one of those things do you guys need the most? More of.
Well, Doug, if you'd listened to my sermon prior to Christmas, peace.
I didn't have a chance to.
I know.
Okay.
I mean, you have had a chance to. It's on YouTube, but peace for sure.
I think peace is yours too.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
I said that. Thanks for confirming that.
You're not good at.
My realization this year that I shared with the church that I've been on the journey of the path to peace, not the path of peace so often in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always trying to get to it, make it happen. If everything's right, if all is calm and all is right, then I think I'll get there.
Now I get it.
Not what the song says. But really, I feel like if all my circumstances and everyone in my life, if things just could line up, then I'll be at peace. And that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not a realistic way to live. And it's an exhausting way to live.
Okay.
So it was a good reminder for me this year that I need to start practicing receiving peace from God
Yeah.
and carrying that into all the circumstances that will not be peaceful rather than expect to
Yeah.
find it through those circumstances.
So for everybody who missed your message or they watched it, but they literally already forgot what you said, what's one way to practice that?
Well, Philippians 4 says in prayer, petition, thanksgiving, praise,
Mm-hmm.
that the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your heart and mind.
Yeah.
So my premise was let it guide you and let it guard you.
Mm.
As you, instead of turning to stress and worry and complaining or looking at the world about whatever your circumstances, you go to God with it says every situation.
Yeah.
Then you will receive his peace that will not only fill you, but it will guard you. It starts to become like a shield in front of you that the circumstances of the world, the attacks of the enemy,
Yeah.
are not even getting to you.
Mm-hmm.
You become more and more in the presence of God and concerned with what he has to say, and less contingent on your circumstances, leading to how you feel. And the peace of God, which doesn't make sense to the world, will guard you.
Nice.
And I want to live that life and feel like that. Be less and less like my circumstances or people are dictating the peace in my life, because I have let those things too much tell that story.
That's really
Great.
good. I like that. What about you, Ray?
Joy for me
Yeah.
doesn't come naturally for me. It's something that I want to be. I want my life to be marked as a joyful person. I think I achieve that goal every once in a while, but most of the time, joy is something that I feel like I have to almost manufacture the energy to like remind myself to smile and to walk into a room and bring lightness and bring joy. All of like the heavier spiritual side of things, like the second half of Afterthoughts episodes, if you will, that's always come so naturally to me. The first half has not.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that I've worked on constantly, but need to continue to tap into, because joy is fruit of the Spirit. And so it's not something that I have to manufacture. I talked about this in my Christmas Eve sermon. I don't want it just to be like manufactured hype. I want it to be true joy that's overflowing from a deep place.
That's really good. Interesting thought. I wonder if everybody who skips the banter on these Afterthoughts episodes, I wonder if they have a hard time with joy too.
And probably presents, like I was complaining about earlier.
Yeah.
I already gave Kayla her present.
Okay. Next question, really quick. Which one of those four are you the best at? Yeah, we can talk about strengths just as much as weaknesses. Authenticity is the
here we
full
go.
spectrum of truth.
Humility, I won't answer.
It is interesting though when you say this is what I'm bad at. People are like, that's so authentic.
Yeah.
It's just as authentic to say what you're good at though.
I'll tell you what I'm really good at. It's peace.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like you and Ethan should hang out.
Well, I was going to say joy is probably the thing I'm
you're
best
good
at.
at joy.
Probably.
Yeah.
You know what's
I
actually
would say that about,
what's really funny about when we were planning out Christmas?
we got Advent on our hands right in front of us.
Wow.
This is
Truly,
the
man.
Christmas story.
Oh, if only we had some hope.
Green and red.
Look at us,
Wow.
man.
Jesus' favorite colors. Okay, go ahead.
We
always
actually
were.
did
Yeah.
this on purpose for Christmas services this year.
Yes.
The plan was always for the weekend before to be about peace, and then Christmas Eve to be about joy. And naturally, I would go, oh, yeah, I'll take the peace and you do the joy. But we challenge ourselves to flip roles and work on it. So.
And it was good that we did, because I needed that.
Wow.
That sermon was for me, if not anybody else.
Yeah.
And my Blues Clues shirt.
I thought it was a cool shirt.
Oh,
I
look
did
great,
too.
man.
I just,
Don't-
it's tough around here. But
Don't listen to people.
it's fine. It's good for me to hate myself.
Anyways, Merry Christmas, everybody.
We have a great staff here to make sure that I
Uh-huh.
never feel good about myself. And I
Gosh.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really do. Doug, what about you?
Very discouraging environment.
Yes.
Yeah. By design, not by default.
Amen.
Uh-huh. Well, either joy
Okay.
or
As
not
your weakness or your strength?
my weakness.
Yep.
Used to be my strength.
Yeah.
It used to be until I started to collect responsibility
Mhm.
in life
Mm-hmm.
from a job, leadership, family, as a husband, as a dad, all of it. Then joy kind of became that thing that's like a luxury that is not as important as the others. So that's like the if I can feel that, awesome, but it's not as important because I have a job to do and kids to raise, but I'm realizing more and more. I've always known. It's just like subconscious is part of me that just believes that joy is a luxury, and that's not true. So I'll say love though, because you know what's interesting?
You really took a turn.
Yeah, so-
You're setting us up with a jab.
Let me fully explain why it's this one.
And that is why it's
and then
love.
I'll choose a different.
Because you said joy, so I'm just gonna pick a different one. Just in case somebody out there is like, well, I'm not. I need the love one. Why did one of these three guys not pick that?
Okay, go.
Love, joy, peace. Seems like there's 4 of them.
There are, but nobody struggles with hope.
Yeah.
He said sarcastically in the Christmas episode.
Got him. You need to get your hopes up, everybody. Okay.
Why don't
Yeah.
you explain those two then as your strength and weakness, even if it's not true, just so you can make sure you
Yeah.
got everybody what they need.
I actually think I'm the best at hope. No, I'm
Well,
serious.
this has worked out.
I
Just
agree.
I think I'm the best at hope.
I agree with that.
and
Yeah.
why is that?
I have a very optimistic vision has just always kind of come natural, and I'm very optimistic about what is to come,
Mm-hmm.
even if that means Jesus coming back next year, because things get
Are you
so
making a
bad.
prediction live here on our Christmas episode?
Watchdog knows the time and the day and hour.
Yeah, Watchdog might do that next year, but I won't do that.
Very good.
Yeah, I think I've just it's naturally just kind of come
Yep.
easy.
Yep.
I'm a hopeful person. The love, you know what's interesting? Of all the sermons I've ever preached, I'm like, have I ever, other than love being a choice in the context of marriage or your relationship with God,
Yeah.
have I ever really preached a sermon about
Dang.
love? Because I don't fully feel
Mhm.
all the feelings associated with love.
Mhm.
I understand it's a choice and I'll make it every day.
Yeah.
But I'm really bad at the feelings. I'm really bad at feeling loved by people, loved by God, loved by my wife. Like I understand it intellectually and I can give it by way of like, I'm deciding to.
Yeah.
But the feelings associated with it, I really struggle with that.
Why?
I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. So it's just interesting. I'm like, I feel like I can give me any other word that we talk about all the time and I can grab a microphone and unpack it in a way where the whole room's going to feel it.
Yeah.
But not love. Yeah. I don't have the words for it. I don't have the, because I have to be able to
hard to
feel it to
express
then
it.
open up a Word doc and start writing. And I feel like, like with hope, I'm like, I can write something that's going to help a lot of people.
Yeah.
But the word love, it's weird. It's strange.
interesting.
So I've been praying for that.
Love's a great answer.
Yeah.
I love that.
I understand the power of it. And I understand that it's a decision before it's a feeling. I
you
understand it
understand
intellectually.
The intellectual piece of
absolutely.
it. The head.
And the importance of it.
The
but
heart is the harder part.
But maybe for me it's the same as joy, where it's like the feelings associated with it are a luxury. And I hope everybody else feels them.
Yeah.
That's
because you're good at hope. That's why you hope that.
I really hope that. So
Well, let's do this.
anyways.
Thanks for sharing all that, man.
So with all of that said, peace is the
That was
strength for Doug.
That was great, man.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
We'll make this a shorter episode today because you're busy.
Yeah,
It's
it's
Christmas.
Christmas.
Or it's a few days after Christmas
Sure.
for you watching.
They're not busy. Their lives are full.
Yeah. Sorry.
Thank you,
I
Doug.
misspoke there. Let's close this out and give an encouragement in the midst of gifts and family and friends, or maybe not having those things and it's a lonely Christmas or a tough Christmas this year after things that have happened this year, whatever you're going through, whether it's highs and lows, let's give an encouragement of each of those four things to send people out of here to take a moment, which is important every Christmas, to stop in the midst of all and just think of what this actually means. Think of that night that we joked about of Mary and Joseph and the star and that donkey, Dave the bird, that that like how crazy that night is. Shepherds see the heavenly host telling them, glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace on who the whatever it is favorite rests. I got it.
I can do it. You ready?
Let's go.
I'd love to hope that a piece of you experiences joy.
That wasn't the question, was it? To see if you could fit all four in one sentence.
That's where my
It sure
mind went.
wasn't, but you did a
But
good
that was
job.
pretty awesome.
If it was the challenge, though, you crushed it. You couldn't have done that. Let's give everyone an encouragement about each of those four things, and then we'll call it a day.
Which one do you want to
Wherever you're at to receive these four things, think on them and ultimately celebrate Jesus this Christmas. And Kayla, you're gonna have to do love. 'Cause
Okay.
none of us
Let me do hope. Let me do
have
hope.
that going on.
I don't know.
I think I think ever since 2020, which was a crazy hard year for everybody, I think people have a hard time getting their hopes up again.
Yeah.
And we were kind of trained for a couple years to get your hopes down. And even like this week, how many, like I've heard a few different times, like, oh, when it rains, it pours. I've said that this week, like bad things happen in 3. Oh, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like we're kind of, and it's way easier. We have a negativity bias.
Mm.
That's just how our brains are wired for survival.
Mm.
And so we're gonna go in that direction way easier than a direction of hope.
Yeah.
Which is why just like peace, just like joy, hope is a practice, I think, and a
Good.
muscle, if you will, that you strengthen. But I think permission to get your hopes up,
I love it.
because even if everything got worse, Jesus is coming back.
Yeah.
But I actually think for a lot of the valleys, a lot of people have been walking through. And I'm not saying this prophetically. I feel something in my gut,
Yeah.
maybe on like a corporate scale,
Yeah.
that the sun is rising.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Yep.
get
Yep.
your
Yep.
hopes up and remember what it's like to have high hopes.
For joy, if maybe there's somebody watching on Christmas or a few days after Christmas, and there's always all of this build up to Christmas, and then the few days after can feel a little strange. And so let me just remind you that so much of what you experience in the world around Christmas is manufactured hype.
Mm-hmm.
Is hoping if we just dump enough money into these presents or enough lights into these decorations or whatever it is, that we'll experience some joy for a moment or two. But the message of Christmas is so much deeper than that. It's not about presents. It's about the promise
Mm-hmm.
that Jesus is here. And that's true on December 25th and on December 26th and 27th, 28th. And for all of 2025, the message of Christmas is a message of is good news that brings great joy to all people for all time.
All the time.
I want to add in on joy real quick.
Okay. That's fine.
I, a few years ago, researched the song Joy to the World. I was just
Mhm.
pulling up some of my research. Isaac
Wow.
Watts, in the early 1700s, a man named Isaac Watts wrote what became Joy to the World. And he said what inspired him was in churches that he went to see the dull indifference, the negligent and thoughtless air that sits upon the faces of a whole assembly, while the psalm upon their lips might even tempt a charitable observer to suspect the fervency of their inward religion. That's what inspired him, because he went to church and saw people singing psalms from the Bible about joy, but with no joy, singing
just
them, and
religion.
thought, man, if people showed up and saw this, would they even think we had something
Mm-hmm.
to celebrate?
Mm.
So he wrote this song that was first known as the Messiah's Coming in Kingdom, which another man in 1836, Lowell Mason, turned into Joy to the World, and it went out at Christmas time. But it was not written as a Christmas song. It was written as a proclamation of the return of Jesus and the joy that should bring each of us to know. It's kind of like if I'm having a tough week, but I know I've got a round of golf on Saturday,
Come on.
right? I kind of have some, like,
Where you
it
playing?
wells up a little joy in me.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you. It's a closed invitation. But in the moment of like, this is tough right now. If I have something to look forward to, it wells up a little bit of that.
Yeah.
That's how we as people should be, is always remembering, oh yeah, but
Yeah.
Jesus is coming back.
Yeah.
Joy to the world, the Lord has come. Let earth receive her King. So no matter what's going on in your life today, like this man, you can find joy in looking at the coming of our King.
It's so
the
good,
return.
man.
Yep.
Kayla, do you have anything to say about love? Since it seems like the three of us do not.
Loveless.
You're a girl. Girls love love.
Oh, wow. Stereotype twice, Doug.
Wow. Thanks, Doug. Yeah. I mean, I think love and mercy kind of like go hand in hand, like how merciful God is for us. Ever since the beginning, like he could have just ended it right after Eve ate the apple and was like, nope, I'm over this. Like, but his love has just like transcended like all the years and every sin. And I think we just have to keep looking at that to understand love for each other, to understand like forgiveness. Because I think all of those things like stem from love. It's like, okay, I could choose to either forgive somebody or not, but I'm going to choose to love them, and that requires forgiveness. Then all those types of things. So I'd say just looking at all. I mean, I know it's like in the fruit of the spirit, but I think love kind of those other ones kind of stem from love in a way. I
Yeah.
see it as that maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I remember in the book The Shack, there was a part where justice was kind of the topic of conversation, and this man who lost his daughter was having this face-off with God through that book. And in that conversation, he got sort of put on a trial of like, okay, you need to choose between your children, your other children that are still alive. If you could only save one of them, which one are you going to choose? And the other one's going to have to be killed. And his response was, take me then and let them both live.
Yeah.
And it's like the gospel clicked for him in that moment of that's what the loving father does.
Man.
And that's what he's done for you. And Christmas starts that story. You know, people read the Bible and it's like stuff in the Old Testament stuff. They ask the question of like, is this a loving God? How can we know he's a loving God? And Christmas is the answer to what can seem mysterious and hard
So
to
good.
understand, that he is such a loving God. And I think on a deeper level, I don't think most people are actually concerned with whether God is loving. It's for us really a question of if we're lovable, because we don't really
Yeah.
think we are,
Yeah.
because of our insecurities and flaws and sin and all that stuff. And so Christmas is this beautiful kind of gut punch in a good way of like, doesn't really matter what you think, you are loved.
Mhm.
No matter what you've done, no matter what your life looks like, God proved it to you, how much he loves you when he showed up here and was born in a manger. And with that, hopefully this all brings you peace. To hear this, rest in the peace of God.
Yeah.
Don't try to journey to it. Just walk in it today. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
Kayla.
Christmas,
Merry
Afterthinkers.
Christmas.
Merry
Christmas.
Afterthinkers, we
Christmas.
love you. We hope you have
Love
had
you
a
guys.
great
Yay.
Christmas celebrating the birth of Jesus.
I was going to say we'll see you next year, but that's not entirely
Oh,
true.
Because
we'll see you.
one last fun surprise, other than Wrapped on Sunday, the New Year's special.
It'll be a while before we see you next year.
The New Year's special is 15 minutes of chaos that you will want to watch on New Year's Eve. Don't miss
Can't
it.
wait.
Merry Christmas.
Straight entropy.
After Thinkers.
Woo.